Welcome to another Mighty Morphin Power Rangers review. Today's episode is going to be episode 16 from season 1, Peace, Love, and Woe. As always, quick little review of the episode just to kind of get you in the mood, and then the main event, review of the monster, a rating to see how good the monster of the week was. We have 5 categories that we look at. That's look, uh, success against the Rangers, the plan of action, the powers, and the voice of the monster. We rate all those categories and try and take a look at how strong the monster of the week is. It's Madame Woe this week. Before we get into the review, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all the good stuff. And of course, at the end of the video, or whenever you have thoughts, let them know at the bottom below with the comments. If you like our ratings, if you like the reviews, etc. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our quick review of Peace, Love, and Woe, so we can get into our monster rating. So the dance ball, there's a dance happening at the juice bar, and as you know, that normally happens, a little community center dance, I guess. I'm sure sponsored by the school for everyone to get together. And as always, Bulk and Skull come to crash the day. They end up falling into a cake, again, like always. But this time, Ernie says, "Get out of here until you pay for the cake." So, some repercussions for their tomfoolery. Yes, I just said tomfoolery. What's interesting about this episode is the way the monster is handled. One, it's our first female based monster, and there seems to be a level of respect between Rita and Madame Woe. We'll get into that here in a moment, but they were kind of cutting back and forth as we always do between the community center and I was gonna say Witch Bandora, but Rita's palace on the moon. Zach is offering Billy to show him some moves so he can find him a lady for the evening. Billy's not interested. He's going to go home and do some science experiment. I think he said with like a weather thing. He ends up running into a girl named Marge, her necklace falls off, and she is the spitting image of Billy. She's the super nerd. He's a super nerd. And in 90s television, for kids especially, if you're a nerd and they're a nerd, that means you're supposed to be together. Um, and so they have a little, they're hitting it off immediately. They're talking about the accelerated baby genius program that they both apparently graduated from, and she actually is the one that asked him out. But what's funny is the Rangers are like, "Billy, we have an emergency," when he's talking to her, and he's like, "What?" And they're like, pointing to the morphers, or to the communicators. And so he walks over thinking it's like a Power Ranger emergency. And they're like, "You should ask her out." And he's like, "That's what your emergency was?" So that was just funny that they kind of like used that little inside joke or inside thing that they would know about to like lure him away and try and get him to talk to a girl or ask a girl out. Very fascinating. But here's where we get the real big recruitment section of the monster. And what's interesting is Rita visits Madame Woe and they talk, and it almost sounds like she's asking her a favor instead of like demanding and yelling at her like she would her normal monsters. She doesn't seem like she's bossing her around. She's like, "Would you do me the favor of helping me out?" And Madame was like, "Oh yeah, you're great. I love you. You're the princess of evil or queen of evil or whatever. I'll help you out." But it's just that weird dynamic that it wasn't like bossing around. It puts Madame Woe on another level as far as respect that I would have for her as a strong monster. Because if Rita's showing you respect, clearly something's going on. And basically, we find out Madame Woe has like elemental powers over a variety of things. She's gonna capture the Blue Ranger, or the one of the Rangers that's gonna be at the park, which is where Billy and Marge are gonna meet, and take her to her like alternate dimension and then take out the rest of the monsters. She grabs the wrong person, unfortunately. Marge arrives early, so she is on time. Billy arrives on time, and so he's late and misses what happens. And luckily, he does see the necklaces there, and so he's attacked by putties. Goes back to Zordon, tells everyone what happened. We find out that they can apparently combine their power coins into one power source and then give it to one specific ranger, in order to soup them up so they say that's the only way to handle Madame Woe is to combine your powers and put it into one of you, which is an interesting concept. I don't know how many other times they actually use this, but it is interesting. Billy, of course, volunteers to be the one to try and go save Marge. They all are transported to the other dimension, and she's just way too powerful. Madame Woe is destroying them. Like wind, ice powers. I think she had some lightning hair. Her hair like whips them. First of all, she teleports. She's able to teleport people to another dimension, so always a plus. Um, and then yeah, she's just having her way with the Rangers. They end up doing the combined power, and Billy and her they like do like the Freddy situation. We're gonna pull Freddy Krueger out of the dream world. They're gonna pull Madame Woe out of the her dimension and into ours. He fights her. He grabs. She has like this like bead jewel, like a jewel like right here on her head. He grabs that. That's the source of her power, and just immediately crushes it like it's nothing. Just it's sand. It's rough and it's coarse and it gets everywhere. And so he smashes it, and then they're able to. All the other Rangers are able to come back and defeat her and save the day. Um, what is interesting is that zero buddy help whatsoever. And oh, I should say, we do have the dance party. You know, Billy and Marge are in love in some respects, although we never see her again or hear from her. I don't know. I don't even think they wrote her off. Bulk and Skull are in disguise. Ernie catches them, and he makes them pay for the food, which Bulk uses some money from his toe, which smells bad. But anyway, let's get into Madame Woe. What's interesting about her? Her design is great. I like, and again, it's design, plan, powers, success, voice. It's 1 to 5 for each category. If you have 25, best perfect monster ever. If you have 5, you're the worst. So let's see how this rates. For the design, I gave it a 5 out of 5. There's a human quality to it, which I always appreciate in my monsters because I like them when they look a little bit more human and not or humanoid. And it's a lot of really white and blue colors, just really good palette on it. And she's got the crystal and just I don't know, there's an elegance to it, and she looks I don't know, she looks like she'd be like from an anime. Like it's not like a Godzilla monster or which is what a lot of the things kind of come off as. She has a much more like anime flow to her. So design I gave a 5, or the look, which is what that means. Plan I gave a 3. It's a very typical plan. There's one ranger that's by themselves. We're going to separate them and go after the others. It writes itself every week essentially. For her powers, 5. Um, she's able to send him to another dimension, which is always a bonus. She's got all the elemental powers, electric hair and ice and etc. I don't think she used all of them, but she has all of them. Um, and then she also like whips them with her hair and wraps them up, and she's able to teleport as well. So she's got a wide variety of powers, and I think she's clearly, I think probably, I would imagine a fan favorite. I don't know this for sure, but just one. She was, like I said, the first one of the first female base monsters. The Heroes of the Grid board game, which I'm working my way through now for review. She's one of the villains that is in the game, along with some other not bigger, but big name ones. And then, so just thought that was interesting that she was that high. So powers 5. Success 3. I mean, look, at the end of the day, she captured the wrong ranger, and even though she was by herself, she didn't go to the Zord mode. But I was struggling with the rating for this because it would make sense storyline wise why she wouldn't make my monster grow, because to me she kind of felt like not a typical Rita monster. She was almost on par with Rita as far as like respect and level in that regard. And so I struggled with that because typically if you don't get to the Megazord level, how good can you be? But I gave it a 3 for success. And then for the voice, 5. I thought it was just fitting, and it was nice to see a mix-up of just the normal guy voices that they cycle through, which I'm sure were the same 3 people. So overall, with a 5 for design, 3 for plan, 5 for powers, 3 for success, and 5 for voice, I have, if I can add correctly, 21 as the total. I think she might be the highest rated monster we've had so far. She's like number 1 or number 2 up there, and it's a good episode. When you have a good villain, it helps your heroes be that much better. So I enjoyed this. I enjoyed Madame Woe. That was a great episode, and mainly because she just seemed like a different villain from a lot of the others, and so I appreciated it, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Please leave your thoughts below on our ratings of Madame Woe, and we'll see you next time for, I believe the episode is Foul Play in the Sky. So we'll see you for that rating next time. We'll, of course, we have Beast Morphin reviews and Star Wars reviews and other things coming to the channel as well. So thank you so much for checking it out. See you next time on a podcast named Tim.